festivals, we try to do our best to provide a stage for people at all stages of the game, and there's a reason for that. It's not to benefit ourselves, it's more to benefit the filmmakers at all stages, because you take those guys with a $5 million budget film, and they're showing up networking with people who are brand new, so they get an education. You got those middle of the line guys who struggle to come up with a $10,000 or $20,000 budget to make a film, and they need to cut corners and be able to get people to donate their time and talent, sometimes working for free.
And this is something that we've touched on every single film festival that we've been a part of. There's guys that'll make these really awesome, elaborate films, and there are producers there who want them to produce another film, but yet they're nowhere to be seen. So
that happens too.
It's ridiculous.
But the idea is to take those people who are brand new, they're local to the film festival, they come out, their film is showing for the first time, they've never shown a film before on a screen.
Bring mom, dad, the kids.
And then have those people who have the $10,000 budgets that need some people that'll work as PAs or whatever position, without the money to be able to pay them, still pick up these people who are just eager and hungry as hell to start working on film, have them come work on their next movie to get them experience that helps out both filmmakers.
Right.
And then all of a sudden next year I get a film submitted to the festival that was made by a filmmaker who was in that lower brand new category and the mid-grade categories.
It's all about networking. I mean, letting other people see the stuff that you're so proud to have submitted to these film festivals.
It's about networking and growing. And there was a story, I think you're touching on one I might have told you years ago about this distribution, or not distributor, but this guy who showed up at one of my festivals in Chicago. I think it was the Indie Horror Film Festival. I'm not positive. I don't remember what the hell film it was he was talking about, but he approached me, and he asked if I was the festival director, if I was Willy Adkins, and I acknowledged that. And he's like, so I just saw this movie, and I don't even remember what it was, and I don't think I would have shared it if I did. He said, I just saw this movie, and it's absolutely amazing, and I'd really like to meet the filmmaker, because I'm here with the intentions of investing in a film project, and I'm here to shop what's on the screen, and not just the films themselves, but the people behind them is kind of what I'm looking for. And people wonder what the benefits of festivals are, and that was it. He told me he was planning to invest somewhere just over $2 million into a project,
and that's a very significant amount of money.
Huge. That is huge for independent film.
Right.
That is huge. And I only wish it was my film he was fucking talking about, but it wasn't. I
mean, there's people out here who go and sell their fucking organs just so they can make their grandma's funeral speech on film.
Well, he spoke to me in a way that has stuck with me all this time. I mean, this is several years ago now, but he asked, can you point me in the direction of whatever filmmaker is here to represent that film, because I'd like to talk to them. And I told him, they didn't, come to the festival, or they didn't show up for the festival, and
it's just a missed opportunity.
He's like, "Aren't they local?" And I said, "Yeah, they were from Peoria, Illinois, which is probably a 3 or 4 hour drive to Chicago." Right. Well, so it's not next door to the festival, but it's a few hours away. And he said, if they're not going to support their filmmaking endeavors, then neither am I, and that has stuck with me. So now anytime I have a film that gets accepted to a festival, I mean, first of all, if that happens, it's a major honor to begin with, because so many people submit to 100 festivals and might get into 2.
Right. And not only that, but these guys who are curating the festival, I mean, there are thousands and thousands of people across the globe that submit their films, and to be chosen amongst that many people.
Yeah, it's a true honor. I mean, and now I make every last effort I possibly can to attend these things. And there's always expense involved. You got to travel a lot and whatever, but that's the reward of the film. If you don't sell the movie, if a distributor doesn't pick it up, if you don't make a lot of money off of it, and be honest, I'll be very honest, I don't make much money off of independent film. More of my income is off of events and stuff like that, and sometimes that costs me money too. A lot of these events don't make money. I'm always going to an event hoping to recover my investment, is what it is, because I put my own money in. Film submission fees don't pay for film festivals alone. You got to put in your own money and hope to get it back out. And usually when I do, I always have a cigar as a celebration.
Hell yeah, got to get that cancer, man.
That's the way my wife knows whenever I'm coming home without a debt.
Cigars.
Is she'll see a photo of me smoking on the web somewhere.
Oh, yeah, the picture of the cigar. Yeah.
It used to be this hidden meeting thing, so she would know without me having to relay messages, because it's hard for me to talk to people. I'm so busy. It's hard for me to talk to my own wife, so I'll have a cigar while I'm doing the networking thing and running these things. And that was kind of her sign to know that, okay, he's not coming home with debt, at least. Thank goodness.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I tell you what, we'll be right back with more from Mr. Willy Adkins. As for now, I'm going to go skin a dog while I take a piss on a baby and drink a bottle of Jack Daniels. Welcome back, guys. This is Jeff Phoenix on the Pod of Mayhem with the Feathers of Flame Takeover. I tell you, I'm here with Willy Adkins, filmmaker, award-winning actor, and entrepreneur. And now I would like to talk to you about what you have been working on recently. What has been your greatest challenges in filmmaking?
Oh, the greatest challenges. Raising money is always a pain in the ass. I hate to ask people for money. It sucks. I wish I could.
Dirty.
I wish I could fund everything myself, but it unfortunately just doesn't work that way. And the other benefits of fundraising is getting more people involved to help share the film and get it out to more people. I think the biggest hurdle is usually finding reliable people to work with. And as a producer, not necessarily the actor side, but the producer side of things, it's finding people who are willing to put in as much effort as you are. And I've come to terms that nobody will ever be joining me to co-produce something and put in the same amount of effort producing it as I do.
Right.
And it's not the fault of anybody else. I think it's just nobody is ever going to really care quite as much about your own project as you do. That's just...
Hey, man, if I could be here every day, I would.
Oh, I know. I do know. And we used to live so close before, right?
Fucking wildfires.
Yeah. Well, don't even want to get into the wildfires. That's a nightmare. Yeah. But I think that it's just finding the right people who are passionate about what they're doing.
Right.
And have a true interest in getting involved. And I think that's my biggest motivator in doing this type of stuff, too, is I know I'm not going to get rich. I do get paid here and there, and I have some good gigs that turn up, and that's usually other people's projects that I go to work on. When it's my opportunity to pay other people or produce my own films, it all comes down to finding the right people to come join
there's
us.
A lot of people out there who got a lot of talk but no walk. I mean, they say they want to do this, and this, but until you get your hands dirty, nobody's going to know you've been fixing the car.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me personally. I mean, if you're going to be out there, like we spoke about a while ago, there are filmmakers out there who will make these films, submit them like mad crazy, they get accepted, and then not show up. That, to me, is saying the same thing.
And they paid money to submit that film.
Exactly.
I cannot understand that, but it is very common. I also
it's a big fuck you to everything that we're doing.
It's also frustrating. The no-call, no-show people. Oh, yeah, I'm so dying to be in a film, and then production day comes up, and they don't show up, or they hadn't read the script once even, or they...
Right.
It's just...
Forgot the plot.
You find your film family, the people who care and are passionate and share that passion with you, and you go through the bowels of hell to get these things done on little to no money.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes there's a budget. Sometimes there's absolutely nothing involved financially at all, other than, what you put together out of your own pocket to buy food for people and cover the basic expenses. And you try to write scripts that you can afford to produce. But the long and the short is I'm in it because I like to be around other creative people. The reason I started doing film more so than photography is because film also encompasses photography. You have still photographers on set. You have actors, you have writers, you have art department people who can be a painter or a carpenter. It's the one form of art that I've found that incorporates pretty much every other type of art you can think of.
Oh, yeah.
From music record labels, writing to, makeup and, acting and everything in between. It's collaborative, and I like collaborating with other creative people, and that's my biggest motivation when it comes to doing films, is telling creative stories with creative people.
Oh yeah, man. Me. So what set has been the most fun? You're talking about everything being great, about just all those different aspects that go into being a filmmaker, or being someone working on set with a filmmaker. Like which set would you say has been the greatest, the most fun?
It would be a tie between two of them. And I've been asked this question in several other interviews I've done. And the one answer I've given before would have been a film by Four Lizard Productions, which is Patrick Love, Michael Schmid, and Chad Four. And they run Four Lizard Productions. And they're all big fans of Ed Wood. And we did a film that was like a tribute to Ed Wood called House of the Degenerate Brain-Eating Mutant Fog Insects. My gosh, I said it right. House of the Degenerate Brain-Eating Mutant Fog Insects. And you show up to that set, and the whole idea is to embrace the issues that you have, make it really low budget, and have fun with it. And that's what we did. There's overacting, and a lot of it's on purpose. I was in scenes with a really good friend of mine that worked on my very first directorial debut with me. His name is Justin Romine. And him and I were in a couple of scenes together as Andy and Otis. And we were a couple of backwood hillbilly-style hunters. And the film's black and white. And you see us in one shot, and we have on, I have on like an orange vest, and he has on like an orange coat, and I have a stocking cap, and he has a regular cap. And in the next, angle of the shot, we have switched our wardrobe around, and he's holding his shotgun backwards, and people don't even realize, they don't even see it unless they go looking for it. And that's the fun of these type of films, is that people need to go back and watch it like 7 times so you can pick apart all the things that are done on purpose.
So there was that scene where it was raining.
Oh yeah,
and you guys had the watering can right in front of the camp. Like
yeah,
that whole movie is just. If you guys haven't seen that film, Willie, you're going to have to say the title for that again, because I cannot remember it. But
I worked on and off screen. I worked as a PA to help out, and I was on screen as Andy. And when I worked off screen, I was a PA, and part of what I was doing for another scene that featured Chad Four is it's raining outside in the scene, right? So we have really cheap effects. That's part of it. You're trying to do these effects really cheap and make it obviously really cheap.
It's so great.
So I have this like water can that you would use to water flowers, right? It has like a little head on that shoots things out like a shower head, right? Like water shoots out of it like a shower head. And I'm sprinkling this just out of the camera view, right? Back and forth across the top of the screen. And then all of a sudden I fucked up and I dropped the spout of the can into the frame, so you see it on film. And
so that was an accident.
It was an accident.
Oh, no shit. I thought it was like an homage to Star Wars or something.
It was like a happy accident, but that's exactly what that film was supposed to be. So that accident happened. We're going to use that shit because
I didn't know that was an accident.
Anytime somebody sees that, they die laughing their ass off, and that's the whole point. And there's not enough. I have not done enough movies like that. The other film I think was great to work on was the last film I did in Illinois before I moved to Tennessee the last time, and that was called What in the Sam Hill, which I wrote and directed. The production quality is absolute crap, but it was another one of those where improvisation was encouraged, and the script was supposed to be more of a guideline, stated this topic, stated this theme, make this point get across. And we had just a great time because it was more about having fun than it was about trying to be really technical in particular and making sure every last little thing is absolutely perfect. It was not perfect. It was rough on the edges, and it was on purpose that way, and it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
absolutely. So out of all those experiences, like, who would you say has truly been an inspiration for you that you maybe learned a lot from while you were on set? Or
I learned from everyone. I'm credited more as a producer than anything. I like to think of myself as more of a director than anything, but I'm more of a producer than anything. In my mind, I want to be the
It's
the
in
director.
our blood.
That's my my favorite place to be. But as a director, or even as a producer, I'm one of those that will show up on a set with an idea in mind, but I'll still open my ears and acknowledge a PA who's just starting on his first film who might walk up to me with a suggestion. and it's very often I might use